Hi guys, and welcome to another video of Butcher and Vegan and Frodo. So it is morning of day number 11 on the road. You can say, hopefully you can hear me fine. There's a bit of a light wind, but it's really warm here in Cairns today. And if you're following me on Strava, you'd know that last night I made it into Cairns. It's been a bit of a mixture of feelings, I guess. Like, through the whole day really on the bike, I feel like you go through so many different emotions. You kind of feel, everything really. So there were times on the road where I kind of thought, how would I feel when I finally actually like be in Cairns? And Cairns is not really like a final destination anyway, but it often feels like such an epic kind of journey from Brisbane to Cairns, right? I was looking it up on the maps yesterday and I was just like, oh, is it big? Is it not big? But like, especially after like cycling it, you like kind of have a bit more of an appreciation of the distance. But basically, it's just incredible really. Like, when I was getting in and it was like 22 k's out, it was just really kind of surreal to me a little bit. Because I started it off, and in Brisbane you have these signs that show like 1800 until Cairns, and like there I was, and it was like 22, and it was like 15, and then there was 10, and it was cool. It's a cool feeling, and it's more like, I guess, that feeling to kind of understand that yes, it's not that you can just think about these things, but you can actually like go and do them. And yes, it will take time. Like, seriously, cycling will teach you so much about patience and taking things one day at a time, taking one step at a time, not like necessarily like jumping and wanting it all in one go as we do usually in today's world. Sorry, I just don't know what my hair is doing. But anyway, I stayed at Warm Showers last night and I'm still there. It's really cool. It's such a nice house. It is beautiful. This couple has lived all over the world. They've traveled so many places. They cooked like amazing vegan food for me. They have like all this stuff that they've been just like incredibly nice. And they also have a lot of artwork around, so it's pretty interesting because they've lived all over the world. Like, they've just have an insane amount of stories about each piece of artwork as well. And like, if you're into art, you'd like walk around and just look at stuff. They have like little sculptures, they have paintings, they have photographs. It's just beautiful and interesting, and what kind of like people you meet along the way during journeys like that is just insane really, like, because you wouldn't really otherwise. So anyway, I thought with this video, even though it's not the end of this trip, and I also have, in fact, I have like another trip starting up basically straight after this one finishes, and like literally something crazy in like 4 days I'm going on another trip straight away. So I'm sorry, the vlogs from this trip will have to wait until I'm back in the city in the regular life, but until I have, I have time and I'm wanting to make the most out of it, wanting to max it out, want to just get as much of life in as possible. I thought I'd give you a quick little video on just some little life hacks. I know a lot of you who watch my channel and watch the videos are looking into doing long distance riding, looking into maybe going touring, and maybe like looking into doing these routes from, Brisbane to Sydney, from like Melbourne to Adelaide, from Brisbane to Cairns, like all these different things. And I thought I'd give you just like 6. Let's just start with 6, because I don't want to obviously take a crazy amount of time of your time with this video. I don't want to make it insanely long, but I can just talk and talk and talk about all these different things really, because I feel like it's just amazing. Like, I love it. Okay, so hacks with long distance riding. So as you know, it is really important to have a good night rest, especially if you're planning on doing really long hours on the bike the next day. I don't know if you count 10 hours a day as long hours, like some people might. Some people, like, I don't know, Christoph and Sarah Hammond might feel like 10 hours a day on a bike is nothing, since they can live off 2 hours of sleep and just keep on pedaling. But anyway, I find that having really good sleep is really, really important, very good rest. And usually when you're just so that tired, like, you will sleep anywhere really. You'll sleep on a rock, right? But it is often, you know, it can be, there could be a lot of lights, there could be a lot of noise, and I find it very, very helpful to have that uninterrupted sleep, because that's kind of the best way to get the rest. So what I always struggle with, and what I always have, and I have mentioned it on the channel before, but in case, like, you know, I have like over 100 videos, like, who's gonna watch all of that? You might watch like a few here and a few there, right? I always struggle with earplugs and a mask. Like, it's just like cheap stuff, but I find that it saves me just, it helps me have a good night rest, like basically every time. And you obviously like wash the stuff as well and all that, make it hygienic, but like it's like definitely, usually I can like fall asleep like that but wearing that stuff. And I wear it at home as well because I value having sleep a lot, like having good quality sleep a lot. So another little hack that I use is, I've talked about this on the channel before, where you might not have seen those videos because that was way in the past, like last year, is liquid magnesium. So this particular rub is just something that's made in Australia. It's called Cum Rub, and it's liquid magnesium with lemon, oil, zinc, iron, copper and lithium. And what you do, like at home, I have bigger bottles. This is like a smallish travel bottle. See, it's like this big. It's a 45 ml. You can also get this in an even smaller bottle, but I knew I would be going away for like a while. And actually this was full when I started the road, and it's been 10 days, so you can see kind of I've used basically half of it, more than half of it already. And you basically, what it does is it helps you with recovery for your muscles. And I just find liquid magnesium like amazing. I've done like a full-on video, and I've done like all that kind of stuff talking about why it is good for your muscles, why it's good for endurance, how much you should be having it, what it means to have too much of it. But basically, whatever like way you decide to do is supplements. This is not, I don't know if you can even call it a supplement, maybe in a way, but basically it's just, this smells amazing, by the way. I love the smell of lemon. But yeah, you just like kind of put a bit on your skin, like I'm just giving an example, and you just rub it in, and that's it, and it stays. But I usually like kind of cover my legs, like my calves and my knees, with this stuff before I go to bed or first thing in the morning. Even back at home. The first time I started using liquid magnesium was when I was training for a marathon, which was about a year and a half ago. And I had a different brand. It wasn't this brand, but basically I think any liquid magnesium is excellent really for what you need it to do really, which is magnesium mineral being absorbed into your muscles. And they help you with recovery, because I have been a runner for many years, like, you know, right out of high school through like early 20s and stuff, and I've ran heaps, like I used to run heaps, and I'd always get like cramps and stuff. And I'm not even, you know, obviously like I'm not trying to like get you to buy this particular brand or whatever, like I buy this stuff and I use this stuff. And I find it incredibly helpful. And I used to like have spasms at night, like, you know, when you wake up and you have like this crazy pain in your like calves and stuff, and you just like shit, like you can't move but you can't sleep, and it's just insane. Ever since I started using liquid magnesium and just to rub it in, and the thing is you can't really overdose with it, like, because whatever your body needs to absorb, it will absorb that, and the rest is you know, you can wash it off afterwards, or you can just leave it there, and it just like kind of comes off, rubs off. Some of it will rub off on your sheets or on your clothes or whatever, and it doesn't stain or anything like that. It's just like kind of clear liquid anyway. So I find this thing though so helpful, so helpful. Like, I have no idea. I tell everyone to get it because whatever liquid magnesium you can get your hands on, because it's just so good recovery. And I've trained without it and I've trained with it, and on tours now, on my long rides, like every freaking day, like this stuff. And this particular brand also has obviously zinc and iron, copper and other stuff in it, so it's really, really good. See, that's another question that opens up another thing. On the next ride, I might take some supplements with me, but not like protein shakes or anything crazy like that. More of a, however, I have been that girl as well. I used to like be on crazy on protein powders and stuff. It's a whole other story that we don't have time for, because apparently this video has already been 10 minutes. Go figure. But yeah, just more like supplements in terms of like B12 and maybe spirulina and zinc and whatever. We'll have a think about it. I have like 3-4 days before the next trip, because this trip is not even finished yet. I'm already talking about next one. But anyway, okay. So those are 2 hacks. Number 3, you're gonna think I'm nuts, but I'm gonna advise you to have a rolling pin. And I know, like everyone thinks I'm crazy, because they just like, you take literally no clothes and you wash your clothes daily on the road, but you take a rolling pin like with you. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is like the best thing ever. Like, I love this so much. It is so good to stretch out, roll out your muscles after a long day on the road. And you can, you can use it on your legs. You just, and this kind of rolls. I'll try, I don't know how can you do it, but like that, here you go. And it just rolls it out, and you can do it with your cuffs and everything, right? Like, it's just so helpful, and it stretches it out. And I'll tell you like a quick story. In the very first Launish tour from Brisbane to Sydney, I didn't have this with me, and at that time it was just a little bit under, it was like maybe 10 months ago or something, or maybe 9 months ago, the very first one. I also was not used to 200k a day, and for the first 2 days I really pushed it, and my body just wasn't used to it at that time. So I got into wherever it was, and I think it was Grafton when I got into it, and my body was literally like spasming out. Like, I was in so much pain. I was just like I couldn't, like, obviously sleep helps you recover, but I was in pain. And what I did, I went to Coles and I bought a $3 rolling pin, like literally not much money at all. And then all I did for 1 hour was roll out every single muscle. You can do it on your arms. You can also lay down. I can't really show you right now, but you can like kind of do it on the back of your neck as well. And you can also do it on your shoulder blades. I'll try and show you that. And what you do is that you're obviously trying to get the bone, because like that hurts and it's not really productive to just sit around massaging the bone, but you find the muscle and you find that knot in the muscle, and look, and you can do both sides of it, and you roll it out, and it's kind of like dip tissue, right? But you control the pressure. And like, seriously, this thing, I use this at home, not daily, but when I feel like I need to, when I sleep funny, or when I've been like, I don't know, over exercising or something, or like overdid it with weights at the gym, and my body is like spasming. But seriously, on my first tour from Brisbane to Sydney, this thing has saved me, and I felt so much better the next day. And like, I made a point of like dedicating like half an hour to an hour every day for stretching and massaging with a rolling pin. Like, it is the cheapest, the easiest life hack ever. A lot of people, use golf balls, tennis balls, whatever. And these are also really good for your feet, like, because you just put it on the floor, you hold on to some sort of surface, and you just roll it out, like, all of the, pads and whatever, like, on your feet. Seriously? I think it's worth it. With the crazy obsession of traveling light and minimalist, I take rolling pin with me because I think it is the shiz. Like, I think it really, really helps, and it's just really, really good. and it makes you feel good, and then your blood starts running, like obviously then kind of breaking up all the toxins and wherever, like your massage, and it's just really good with neck pain. And like obviously you don't ever need to do it with just cycling. It's just a life hack. Like, I love massages, but one, they can get expensive, and two, I am very specific about massage therapists that I like and the way I like it done. So sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge to find one that I really like. Like in Asia it seems to be a bit better, but in Australia I've tried like a lot and only liked very few. So having something like this, and you being again self-sufficient and being able to help yourself with things like that, it's just, and it's like, you know, $3 and it lasts you however long. Anyway, okay, so it's at 15 minutes again, so I guess this is all we have time for, because I don't want to like sit here talk for half an hour and make you watch a half an hour long video. But we'll do another video very soon. We'll do one end of the day today maybe. It was very dark yesterday. I don't know, do you want to see at the back? It's very nice. It's a very nice day. I can't wait to get back on the bike and do my riding. This is where I'm at. It's beautiful, really. Everyone use warm showers because it's freaking epic, and you can meet amazing people, and you can just get shit done. Also, I need to buy a new case for my phone before the next trip because I have destroyed this one, and after I'll buy one, I'll show it to you, and you'll see how destroyed this one is. And they could be another life hack. Life-proof cases for your phones. Alright, that's enough of this. Let's stop this video here. It was awesome chatting with you guys. Thank you for all your amazing comments, for all of your, you know, words of encouragement and tips and hacks and tricks and questions. I love it. Thanks so much for being with me on these trips I do, because I really do feel like I am like technically like alone, right, doing these, but I really don't feel like I am alone, like especially with social media and the interest that, you know, is just like amazing. I think social media is so great to keep in touch with people and connect with people that you might have not met otherwise, right? Okay, so let's end this video here. Remember to stop counting calories, start counting hills, count your adventures, count your passions, live your life to the max, live your life fullest, do whatever makes you feel alive every single day of your life, really. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see you on the road again soon. Bye.